Welcome back to Action Fan and welcome back to Making It and Faking It. Right, in this episode, a bit like the last one, you saw the German webbing, and there is some lost footage, especially of me making the original webbing. It's such a shame I've lost that. So I think I deleted a big part of the first of me making the webbing. You do get a little look at me making the webbing on the back of the Bulletproof vest on the second Action Man. Right, without further ado, this is the UN webbing.
Right, like I said, I have lost me making this webbing at the start, but this is where I got to.
Maybe these tabs are a bit too long and that one's not glued on properly, but I'm going to shorten them, I think. He is wearing a German belt that I've just sanded down. The back. Had a lot of problems with this one because the bands, the elastic bands that I brought were very wrinkled. Let me show you one here. So when they're not straight and they're quite wrinkled like that, it's quite hard to create the pouches without them wrinkling up. You've got to cut out the straight bits, but I don't think I did a terrible job. Once I got some buckles on and them tabs are short. Based on this webbing here, which I believe is on the modern British Infantry and the Royal Marines. But obviously, I think they're a bit oversized, them pouches. Maybe I'm wrong. Obviously, it's not identical, but it is based on that. This is a short webbing. I haven't finished the bottom yet. I don't know what to do with the bottom. I might add a bit on that. On the green one, the elastic band's quite twisted on this one. Again, these are all prototypes, and I will gradually improve them. There's that one. I've added a little bottom section there with some brass hoops, so that bit can move, like the original was supposed to. The original ones, they're just moulded in. So there you go, that's what I'm working on at the moment.
Unfortunately, I've already done the UN webbing.
This is a solid plastic
and I'm now turning my attention to this Bulletproof vest. I was originally going to keep the badge, but I decided that I want to put one of these UN badges on there. So I'm going to have to remove that badge. Okay, so I'm showing you here that it's got two little plastic lugs that have been melted to stop it coming out, so they've sort of been melted a bit flat.
It's got kind of like plastic.
I'm going to cut them away and then I'm going to leave room.
I've just got to chop them.
Where did that go?
Where did that go?
There it is on the floor. Right, that's left me with two holes, and I'm just showing you that I'm going to use some milliput. If you don't know, I'm sure you do. Milliput is two parts that has to mix 50-50. And I'm showing you, I've already painted it, unfortunately, so this is going to cause me a bit of a problem, but this is the way I generally work, always work backwards. So I'll have to fill this and then later paint the front again.
I've mixed up the milliput. I'm now got to fill it from the back. Obviously, I want to lose some of that. You can see this acrylic paint's not really designed for this kind of thing, but because I'm only going to be showing it, I don't mind too much. Right, we've got to go ahead and wait for that to dry. Right, so I've gone ahead and sanded the milliput. Didn't show you that, unfortunately. Well, let's give it a couple more rubs down. Just make sure it's properly flattened. Now it's probably slightly sunken in, but I'm not too bothered because I'm going to be putting the badge over that. Right, let's get our blue paint. Let's go ahead and quick paint this. I'll let the first coat dry and then we'll start again. So there's a buckle situation going on here. I think I've decided to colour some in black. So let's go ahead and do that. Right, okay, I've gone ahead and painted the bottom of this. Now I'm not 100% happy with the silver. Maybe turn that into gunmetal. That's that done. Right, so we've got a UN badge to go on the beret, and I think I'm going to use these letters. We're going to put UN there. I'm a bit unsure whether I want the UN up high or down low. I've seen one on the internet, but you can see that the UN's down around the abdomen rather than up top. I think because this guy's standing up, you probably wouldn't see the UN very well down there, but you would see it up there. So I'm going to put it at the top, If we don't like it, we can change it. Oh, it's not exactly the right font, which is a shame. Overall, I don't think that's too bad. What do you guys think? Once again, I've got various different pictures when it comes to the UN helmet. I've got some with the UN on the side, and I've got some with the UN on the front. So, like always, this leaves me with a dilemma. I wish I could ask you guys what to do. I've ordered some smaller ones, so I might wait. It's hard to judge. Maybe slightly too big for the helmet. Let's go cut one out and see. I actually think that's going to be okay. Right, so we decided to go with the side of the helmet. Slightly too big, I think. What do you guys think? I've got to go and do it all again, try and match it on the other side. Right, let's go ahead. I'll do the other side off camera. It's the beret. If you can just make out, there's a big old seam here, and it's going to stop this sticker from sticking on the front. I'll just take this knife and just try and take a bit of this seam off just where the sticker is. Normally they have a black piping around the bottom of the beret, so we're going to go and add that black piping. It's normally like a silk. Got these cap badges. Here's the original one and the original colour. Let's go ahead and put this cap badge on that was sent to me by one of my subscribers. Thank you very much. The only problem I can see with these, I don't believe they're stamped, so I'm going to cut them, so that's going to be a nightmare. I've got these scissors that curve, so I'm hoping the curve helps me. Let's just get in there and have a go. It's a lot harder than it looked. There you go, got that off. Now another hard bit is to peel the backing off. Using a knife. Lot better than I thought.
Because, like we said, I think I've made the colour a little bit dodgy.
That's the badge for that one.
We know now.
Okay, it looks like I changed my mind about the back of the Bulletproof vest, and I'm now making it more like a webbing than an actual vest. Right, here you go. I'm showing you. I've already started again. Like I said before, I've lost some footage. I'm gluing these two straps across. This is based on like the webbing in the modern British infantry. So I'm just going to copy the back of the webbing, probably without the bottom piece. Right, so there you go. That's where I'm at the moment. I'm now going to be looking at the belt. Just sizing it up here. Right, so I've got it roughly sized now to glue it. Very carefully here because I realise I'm gluing it on top of uniform. So hopefully I'm very careful here. Okay, so I've glued both sides. Now I'm going to be working on attaching the belt to the upper portion of the webbing. Right, so now I'm gluing in a strap to the top section. Just sizing it down to the bottom. Now I'm going to glue another strap on the other side. There's probably some of you out there don't agree with me using this super glue gel, but I think it works well for the webbing. And I'm sure there's some of you guys out there that think that the webbing I'm making is proper pants. But I really enjoy making it. I do actually enjoy the final outcome. Eventually I'm hoping to find a better product. But anyway, so now I've got these both sections glued now to attach it to the belt to make it one. Now bear in mind I'm watching this video with you guys. These are old videos, but I can never quite work out how to create a video for you. So I hope they're not too boring, and I hope the missing pieces don't ruin anything for you guys. It looks like to me that I'm looping the straps down and under the belt, and I will be gluing them at the back of the belt. But this is quite tricky while on the Action Man. Can't really take it off because if I do, the sizing might go wrong. I'm going to skip through this section so it's not too boring. We'll speed it up for you. Right, so it's just a case of snipping off any excess now I've glued it. Right, so there you go, all done. That's where I'm at the moment. Right, so let's bring in the officer. Oh, somebody shot him. There you go, let's get him back up. There they both are. I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it was a little bits and pieces here and there, but hopefully you can get something out of it. I'm sure you're probably not going to want to make some webbing out of elastic bands and paper clips like I did, but I actually really enjoyed it. It cost me nothing and it was a bit of fun. Now we've got to make a decision. Do they go back on the shelf up there or do they go in the cupboard? Now, as they're a kit bash, I kind of feel maybe they should live on the shelf and not in the cupboard with these guys. But there's also an original UN uniform, which I must make. He's wearing the original band, and here's the original beret. Just as a bit of a side note, I wanted to show you this fantastic UN beret that I bought off Coxie. You can find him on eBay. I will put a picture up of his eBay account somewhere on here so that you can buy your own one if you want one. If not, if you're on any of the groups, just hit him up, Facebook Messenger, and maybe he can knock you one of these up. Now that's fantastic. So I've decided these guys are going to live in the cupboard for now. At a later date, I'm going to have a whole separate area, maybe one of the shelves, or maybe a new unit over here to my left, and where we're going to put all the kit bashes in. You can see is they're wearing the original UN uniforms. This guy's wearing some shorts. I think they might be from the Desert Fighter, and this guy is wearing the original UN uniform underneath. 90s bulletproof vest on him. Right, and the officer is carrying a field telephone from World War II, I believe. Got original UN armband. He's got socks, I believe they are from Van Man on eBay. A reproduction UN sticker badge on his beret there. He's wearing a homemade scarf that I made from a bit of material I had, and homemade webbing, a reproduction Nazi belt that we shaved off and put a little bit of blue on it to make it look a little bit like a UN belt buckle. And he's got a Colt 45 in his hand. He does need a holster. That's something I must add to this at a later date. But like with all my kit bashes, they're an ongoing project. There's nothing left to say to these guys, but UN kit bashes, get in the cupboard. Right, so there they are over at cupboard 2. At a later date, I think I'm going to get myself an area just for my kit bashes. Right, okay, let's get them in the cupboard. Right, if you got this far, thank you very much. Please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel, and I'll see you in the next exciting